Hello class, welcome. Today I wanted to talk about Nightmare on Elm Street. It was a 1984 movie where Wes Craven focuses on Freddy Krueger and how he's a serial killer that focuses on killing teenagers. And then once he passes away, because they killed him and he got all his burns on the face, you notice that he begins killing people while they're sleeping. The beginning of the movie, they begin explaining how this character Tina is the first person that dies. She's having the nightmares and no one believes her, so that's what makes it at first you're like, okay, what's going on, what's gonna happen next? But all the friends come over, they stay the night, and Rod's like freaked out because Tina's floating, she's getting scratches on her back, they think it's razors, she's in the wall, and then she falls on the bed and she dies. And Rod's freaked out, but as he's getting freaked out, they blame it all on him because he was the only one in the room. And then the next day, Nancy's getting the same dreams. Freddy Krueger focuses on her. And the thing that popped in my head when I was watching the movie was knowing that Nancy's mom was the reason why he has all those burns. You would think that Nancy would be the first person to get tortured, but no, it was first Tina. And then after Tina passed away, Nancy is the main character, where you see and you realize what steps she does to try to conquer her fears and tell herself, this is just a dream, this is just a dream, this is just a dream. And then Tina goes and explains in the beginning, I like how Tina was saying that the 1, 2, I don't remember how the song goes, but that song is just one of those things where it's like, it kind of creeps you out because it makes you remember how Freddy Krueger was torturing Rod and Nancy and Tina and all them. And then it goes, and at first you realize, like, hey, especially in the scene where Tina is, they take Tina and they say, hey, I'm gonna get her help. And they take her in this somewhat psych ward where they process and they look at how she sleeps. And then I like how the movie goes in detail about REM sleep, about how there's deep sleep and then regular sleep, and then how the unconscious mind, unconscious mind is what they're focusing on. Like when you go to sleep, you're unconscious. But they were even monitoring and they were testing her, and you would see that she was more than deep sleeping. She was getting tortured, and they seen it in the charts, and that was a crazy scene because you're like, oh, what's gonna happen next? And I just have to say that my favorite part about this movie is the suspense, not knowing what's gonna happen next, who's gonna die next, why they're gonna die, and then how they just throw you that curveball of finding out that the parents were the main reason why these people are in the situations that they're in, and only if their parents told them more information in the long run, some of this wouldn't even happen. And then the other crazy thing is, like, most of the parents are not believing what's going on with the kids, but in the long run they knew who he was in the long run. So that's kind of mysterious to me. Like, if they knew who Freddy Krueger was and they knew what was going on, well, if they knew what's going on, but if they knew that he was a serial killer in the past, then maybe I would think they would be more open to it. But since he's dead, it's harder for them to grasp. So it kind of throws you a little curveball. And then at the same time, I just feel like the Wes Craven could have played a bigger role with trying to connect the dots with the parents and the kids. But everything else was very interesting to watch because you're constantly like, oh, what's gonna happen next? Or that mysterious vibe of the movie is what draws people in to watch it. And that's what makes it a great movie, is because it's not one of those things where it's like, this is gonna pop out on me or this is gonna happen next. It's just like, okay, he's doing this for this, he's doing this for a reason, he's torturing them in their mind and as they're asleep, as they're sleeping, you see the different tortures, and then they wake up and you see different types of things that's happened to them while they're dreaming, like the burn or the scratches. You see that when they wake up and they're like, oh shit, oh my gosh, that really happened to me. I thought I was dreaming, but why is it really here? Or when Nancy gets the hat, when she takes it off his head and wakes up with the hat. Those type of things are things that really help the movie go better, because at the same time it's like, hey, maybe it's not a dream. Is it a dream? Was it not a dream? Was it more than a dream? So it kind of plays that role of, is he even dead? And then it plays into the nightmare theme, where it's like, hey, is this a nightmare? Is this reality? What is death? Is there something beyond death? Or what is your dreams? Are you really unconscious while you're dreaming, or are you conscious? It's like it plays mind tricks on your brain, and you're like, hey, you ask yourself questions. And that's another good thing about the movie, is you're constantly wondering what's gonna happen next, and you're asking yourself questions. So that's what makes the movie more fun, and you play around with a lot of stuff. So I just feel like I really enjoyed this movie, and if you want to go and watch it for nostalgic reasons, if you watched it before, it's an 80s movie, so it's more made based, it's more of an 80s vibe than anything, and I just feel like it's an attention grabber, and I believe that anybody should just go watch it, sit down, grab some popcorn, and just be ready for a suspenseful time while you sit down. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.